Good morning, TikTok. Give us a little lens flare there. Oh, hi. How are y'all? Hopefully, y'all are doing okay. Before I get into today's prison story, because I'm out on my morning constitutional. You know what that means? It will be time for another prison story. So, before I get to that, though, I would like to share a little truth, just a little one, that I learned in prison, and that uh, I've had to employ in my post prison life. And it's often quite difficult to do. It's, in fact, it's incredibly difficult to do. And I don't always succeed at it. But it's advice that I give anyone, including the small being who I am nominally a stand-in parent to and think of as my son. It's advice I give him. So I'm gonna give it to y'all, even though none of you asked for it. Typical me though. Shit sucks sometimes. Bad shit happens. And it's not always your fault. But it doesn't really matter if it is or it isn't your fault. Because when it happens to you, it's yours. It's your life. No one else is going to take it for you. No one else is going to fix it for you. And if they do, they're going to demand a price. The question only remains, are you willing to pay it? Are you? Let me know in the comments if you are. I'll send you my PayPal. And when the bad shit happens, what I do, and I learned this in prison, and like I said, I don't always achieve it, but I try every time now, is to think, what if it's not bad shit? What if I enjoy it instead? What if I just am happy about it? What's the result of that? What's the end result of choosing Delulu as the Salulu if the Delulu is some happiness, right? What's the difference? And don't you just end up happy? And isn't happiness its own reward, right? Isn't it? I think so. Hopefully that, lands for some of you. That especially those of you who may have needed it today, because Tori knows I needed it this morning, and the only person to give it to me was me. But hey, like I said, no one's coming to save you. You got to do it your damn self. So today's prison story. I know you just can't wait. You missed yesterday, right? Because there was no yesterday, prison story wise. I was up to something. And I'm not gonna tell you what it is. You can ask, and then I'll tell you. But I'm not telling you otherwise. I don't keep secrets, but I don't have to tell y'all everything. Do I? Do I? I might. So, where did we leave off in the story? I believe I had just been uh, initiated into the wonderful jail at Watsika and had discovered that I preferred Robert Jordan to suicide. Truth. He's not everybody's cup of tea. I know. Even though he likes cups of tea in his work. It's kind of ironic. Um, and he's a real misogynist. But he's one of those clever, like Me Too misogynists that think like the kind of people who programmed ChatGPT. Uh, they put all this like misogynistic safeguard stuff in there that they think allows them to be like, aha, no one can accuse moi of being a rape culture. Meanwhile, they're standing around like, look at that girl's boobs. Look at them. Ooh, she's so hot. just just objectifying the fuck out of women, treating them like garbage, and then putting in safeguards for their protection. Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. Asshats. I digress too much sometimes. It's so pretty. Ah. I'm sorry, TikTok. I get lost. And I'm sitting in that jail. I've got my Robert Jordan books and I've called my mother. People know where I am, sort of. I don't have any idea what's going to come next. Now, when I got arrested, I did not get arrested by the U.S. Marshals. I got arrested by the East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Department. And my first interaction with the marshals would have been that was in March of 2007. And my first interaction with the marshals would have been in roughly May of 2007 when I got arraigned. And uh, at that point, like I had zero idea what I was facing. And they they weren't that bad. Like I want to tell you that they were, but they weren't. They were cordial. They treated me like a human being, which I guess maybe that's their policy when you're in pretrial. You're still human, and then after that, you're just a flesh sack that deserves Subway on court dates. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. So they take me out of Watsika after about 5, maybe 6 days, just long enough for commissary to come, and I could spend that $1.14 I had in my pocket on a single thing of Kool-Aid. She was rolling. Wasn't even real Kool-Aid. It was like that Weiler's shit. Ever a brand whore, right? So I get moved by the marshals to Watsika, from Watsika to some other place. And I can't even, honestly, I can't remember the name of it. It's some another little rinky-dink town in Illinois. But the jail, bitch, the jail was sweet. Was sweet. I had a corner like room with a TV in it that I could control however I wanted, and nobody else in the room with me. Nobody. Now, it was nominally like a handicap cell, and it was meant to house 3 people. One person who like has to be on the floor, and then like a double bunk in the cell next to it for people who had to be who could like have mobility and whatnot. But the jail, I guess, wasn't full at the time. So, or maybe it's because of the faggotry. I don't know. They put me in there by myself, and it was sweet. And I was there for maybe, I don't know, 2 weeks, long enough to get another commissary. My mom sent me $50. Thanks, mom. Love you. And she doesn't watch this stuff, so you know, wasting it on the ether. But hey, you can't tell your mom you love her enough, unless your mom's a nah. We won't say that because mine's not. Yours might be though. And I stayed there and just chilled. And they had a book cart that they would run around. I got to finally read Wizard's First Rule, which, hey, lots of people suggested to me, and you were all fucking wrong. That book is terrible. I read it from cover to cover, then read every one of the sequels, but it was terrible. It just, it's almost like gutting on the inside from the standpoint of a person who's a novelist himself and attempting at times to get the kind of like industry recognition that someone like Terry Goodkind has. And he writes garbage and people eat that shit up. Hell, half of the people watching this, you might be fans of that shit. Hell, I read every bit of it. I guess I'm a fan too. I guess I like garbage. Who knew? So I spent most of my time reading Wizard's First Rule and watching TV, particularly ABC Family's like forever running Harry Potter over and over and over again. At this point, like all the Harry Potter movies had not come out. All the end movies had not yet even come out. So I think we were up to the the 5th movie had just come out. So they were running like the first 3 on like repetition on ABC Family. And it was one of those moments. And this is where I first had that realization, even though I didn't know how to act on it or anything of the sort, that no one was coming to save me. and that, uh, you know, if I was going to stay alive where I was at, if I was going to do prison instead of prison doing me, for whatever that meant, I didn't understand, but who does? For whatever that meant, if I was going to do this, then bitch, I was going to be happy. Not all the time, obviously. I'm not superhuman, uh, but I was going to try. I was going to do my damnedest to be happy all the time, every possible way. Whatever I could squeeze out that would make me happy, I would do it. And I meant that whole no holds barred. That meant whatever I wanted to read, whatever I wanted to eat, whatever I wanted to fuck, it didn't fucking matter. There was only one line that I drew in the sand with that one. I'm not going to tell you what it is. You can ask me though. So the marshals are gonna. I skipped a little part here. The marshals packed me up to move, and they wouldn't let me take my Robert Jordan books with me. And I got into an argument with a marshal because I'm like, why is it you'll let me take a Bible, but you won't let me take this Robert Jordan book with me? I didn't bother to tell them that I was essentially stealing the book from the jail because, hey, they didn't need to know that. And besides, they didn't let me take the fucking book. But I, in retrospect, look back at that and I'm kind of grateful because that marshal could have whooped my ass. They do that shit now, believe. They didn't do it to me, but they could have. Uh, he could have whooped my ass with justification from his point of view, for that kind of arguing, but he didn't. He could have just been a straight dick, and he wasn't. He was just very calm, very like, no, sorry, you can't take it with you. Go on. Anyway, they get me to this new prison, and I stayed there for a few weeks. But one of the key details that happened while I was at that particular prison is that I got in touch with Tragic Boyfriend. Hmm. That's right. I was able to call and reach Tragic Boyfriend, uh, because I had my parents or one of my sisters, I can't remember which, uh, get in touch with him and make sure that his phone was able to take calls from the jail. And he was real squirrely, like wouldn't really admit to anything. But here's the like real sad, just tragic part of it. I was happy to hear from him. I sat there on that phone and talked to him for as long as I could at every 15-minute stretch. I didn't have anyone else in the cell, so I was just able to like hang up the phone and call back. And we didn't talk about anything important. And I was just happy to talk to him. And y'all know what he fucking did. I've told you. And I was happy to fucking talk to him. I mean, this hits me today, TikTok, in a way that I can't describe, of just how sometimes masochistic we can be to ourselves about people that don't like us. They don't love us. They don't want to be around us. But they can't let us go. And I know why. I mean, you say a lot of things about me, but I come through. May not always do it the way you like. May not always do it on your schedule. But bitch, I come through. And on that note, thanks for listening, TikTok. That's all for today. Check out tomorrow for more. Also, feel free to ask me questions in the comments. I will happily answer them with minimal amounts of snark. Just don't ask for dick pics, please. Unless you really want to see it. No, don't do it. Bye.